Chief Dawid Stuurman was a prominent Khoi chief and political activist who formed a strong alliance with the Xhosa people in the fight against British and Dutch colonial oppression, and he escaped to Robben Island twice. Born around 1773, most likely near the Gumtoos River in the Eastern Cape, Dawid Stuurman became involved in political activism during the late 18th century when the Khoi and San people were forcefully dispossessed of their lands by colonialists. As a teenager, Stuurman worked on a farm owned by the Vermaak family, where he experienced mistreatment and physical abuse. This mistreatment, including being tied to a wagon, whipped with a sjambok, salted and left in the sun, likely fueled his resistance against colonial rule. During the 1790s, when the Second Xhosa War broke out, Stuurman, his brother Klaus, and their family, along with several other Khoi in the region, abandoned the Vermaak farm and joined forces with the Xhosa tribes. They refused to return to the farms where they were indentured and sought refuge at the Bethelsdorp mission station near Algoa Bay. Stuurman played a significant role in leading the Khoi-Xhosa alliance in their fight against colonial oppression. Stuurman's active career as a Khoi leader saw him involved in various conflicts and negotiations with colonial authorities. In 1802, he led a large group of armed men against Uniondale Field Cornet in an effort to regain Khoi independence. Although peace was temporarily established with the grant of land to Stuurman and his men, unrest flared up again after the death of his brother Klaus in 1806. The Uitenhage magistrate rescinded the land grant, leading to further tensions. Due to his defiance and sheltering of the escaped fugitives, Stuurman and 3 others were imprisoned in Cape Town in early 1809. He was among the first political prisoners to be jailed on Robben Island, which later became well known as a place of imprisonment for Nelson Mandela. Stuurman managed to escape from Robben Island twice. The first escape occurred in December 1809 when he and a few others used a whaling boat to leave the island and found refuge among the Xhosa people. However, he was recaptured a decade later and returned to the island. On 9 August 1820, Stuurman escaped again, surviving a capsized getaway boat. Despite his survival, he was caught once more and sent back to Robben Island in December for a 3rd time. In 1823, Stuurman was transported to Australia, where he was chained to a wall and worked at the military barracks in Sydney for 6 years. Eventually, he was granted permission to leave but was unable to return home due to a leg injury. Stuurman passed away in Sydney in 1830 and was buried in a cemetery that was later redeveloped as Sydney Central Railway Station. Chief Dawid Stuurman was a significant figure in South African history. He was one of the first leaders of the Khoi people to resist colonial rule, and he inspired many others to follow in his footsteps.